coming up this week to make it easier for Wisconsinites to get abortions in neighboring states like Illinois or Minnesota, where existing laws would still protect abortion access if Roe v. Wade is overturned. Now, some abortion doctors say they're considering establishing a clinic near the Illinois-Wisconsin border. Other groups, like the Women's Medical Fund, say they are finalizing partnerships with neighboring states to help women manage logistics for getting out-of-state abortions. The group's president, Lucy Marshall, joins me now. Lucy, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
So why don't we start with just a brief recap of how the Women's Medical Fund supports women seeking abortions?
Yeah, absolutely. WMF Wisconsin provides financial assistance to Wisconsinites who need an abortion and can't afford the full cost.
So how will Roe v. Wade, if it's overturned, how will it change the work that you do?
Absolutely. So right now, we provide funding directly to the abortion clinics in Wisconsin, and if Wisconsin residents go anywhere else outside of Wisconsin. Already, even with Roe v. Wade, abortion access is not a reality for so many people who don't live in the right zip code or have the right income to be able to afford and access abortion due to extreme anti-abortion restrictions and barriers that are the reality already in Wisconsin. So even with the protection of Roe v. Wade, many people are having to navigate extreme barriers, and some have already been needing to leave Wisconsin in order to access their abortion care. So in the future, if the Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade and abortion becomes criminalized in Wisconsin, that could lead to all 4 of our abortion clinics in Wisconsin closing. And then WMF Wisconsin would continue to be extremely committed to supporting folks in navigating how to get their abortions, what the changing landscape means for them, providing the resources and information that they need, as well as the funding to pay for all of the barriers that add on to the cost of abortion when you have to consider travel. That includes travel costs, hotel stays, childcare, missed time off work. It creates an extreme burden for Wisconsinites. So WMF Wisconsin is exploring new partnerships with regional nearby abortion funds and other service providers and resource centers to make sure that Wisconsin residents have everything that they need to access an abortion.
You set me up perfectly for my next question. Could you expand on some of the details of the partnerships that you're finalizing and how that would shape and change what you do?
Absolutely. Abortion funds in every state have been experts in navigating all of the extreme barriers and challenges that come with accessing abortion in their local communities. Wisconsin residents who go to neighboring states like Minnesota or Illinois will be able to connect with abortion funds that have the local expertise, relationship, knowledge to be able to best support Wisconsin residents in those communities outside of the state. So WMF is exploring partnerships with other abortion funds in nearby states and service providers like POWERS, Pregnancy Option, Wisconsin Educational Resource Services that provides information and resources for all options of pregnancy. And those partnerships will include things like pairing our funding together, making sure that people from Wisconsin who are going to clinics in Illinois or Minnesota are still able to have the gaps in their costs for abortions paid fully, so that cost is not a barrier to accessing abortion.
What are the major concerns for you in a post-Roe world? And kind of a second part to that question, what are you hearing from clients as they watch the news?
My major concern is that abortion access already feels like such an extreme challenge in Wisconsin, even with Roe v. Wade. And what we've been saying from the start is that Roe v. Wade is really the floor and not the ceiling. We need so much more protections, open access, affordability, and care and compassion when it comes to abortion in Wisconsin. WMF Wisconsin was founded before Roe v. Wade, and we've the need for our services and support have been only increasing. In 2021, we supported 1,500 Wisconsin residents for paying for parts of their abortion costs because they couldn't afford it. And that's a 30% increase from the year before. In 2022, in the first 3 months of this year, we've supported about 500 people. So we see the need increasing and increasing, even when we have the protection of Roe v. Wade. So we're seeing and anticipating an extremely high need. People are already hurting. Our government and society are not providing the infrastructure of care and support and safety net for our neighbors. So abortion funds provide the mutual aid and community care to redistribute wealth and ensure everyone is taken care of. We've been hearing from a lot of folks in the community that they're really upset with the possibility of this decision and that they really care about making sure abortion is accessible for people of all incomes and zip codes in Wisconsin and elsewhere. So people are really looking for ways to plug in and take action, which we appreciate. We're so grateful for the pouring of support from Wisconsinites, and we feel that it's really a characteristic of the culture of Wisconsin that in reality our communities do care about abortion access and want to fight for this reality where everyone can access an abortion who wants one.
Lucy, thank you so much for taking a few minutes this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
When we come back, the state's top doctor is joining us to talk rising COVID cases in Wisconsin and